Hello everyone, welcome to Smatter Effect. My name is Mark, and I will be doing a spoiler review of a 2020 thriller, The Hunt, directed by Craig Zobel. This movie was very controversial even before it was released due to it being about a group of liberals hunting and killing conservatives. But if you can put your preconceived notions about this movie aside and just want to see a good action thriller, then The Hunt will do just fine. The Hunt reminds me so much of one of my favorite thrillers, the 1994 movie Surviving the Game, starring Ice-T and Rutger Hauer. That movie was about a group of rich psychopaths who hired a homeless man as a quote-unquote guide to help them hunt, but it turns out he was the prey. It's a really good thriller as well that I would definitely recommend. So let me get to the political aspect of this movie. Let me get that out of the way. This movie treats its political subject matter as cartoony, and its characters are political stereotypes. And that has been something that other reviewers have criticized the movie for, that the movie played it safe and didn't dive deeper into the political discussion. I actually kind of appreciated this, as it just gives us a superficial overview of today's politics and doesn't take sides, which means everyone is welcome to enjoy the movie for what it is, a fun and exciting thriller. Unfortunately, the cost of not elaborating more on the characters' backgrounds, their motivations, or their beliefs limits them to one dimension and disposable. There are a few characters that end up having something considered a personality, but with so much happening and the short running time, it works out just fine. The plot of the film is about a group of extremely wealthy liberals that text and joke about killing conservatives, and through a hack, the joke goes public. They end up losing their jobs and positions of power and use this as their motivation to hunt and kill a select few conservatives that spread the news on social media. The main problem here is that we get no sense of who these people are other than their silly backstories. In this movie, they state several times that this is their first time that they will be killing people, yet when the killing begins, they are completely casual about the whole thing. This in turn makes the antagonists one-dimensional. Yeah, we get it, they are murderous snobs, but is that it? The hunted conservatives don't really get any backstories either. Most are wiped out so fast that we don't get more than a sentence or two out of them. They're just a bunch of random people that happen to blab on social media about the liberal elites. Okay, so now for the plot. The movie gets really going when we see about a dozen people waking up in a wooded area, and they start gathering around a big wooden box in a clearing. They open the box to find a small pig, yes, a small pig, and a bunch of weapons, and then all hell breaks loose. I love this part so much. I found it funny and weird that everyone just wanders around chatting it up with no sense of urgency. Then when they hear shots, they start getting mowed down from an unseen predator. The hunters start frantically running everywhere, and this results in a bloodbath. The kills in the first part are so fun and get the mood going for the rest of the film. It's the first part of the movie where I was hooked. We are introduced to 3 or 4 people that could be our main protagonists, but just as we are getting comfortable with them, the movie kills them off. Being thrown off kilter by this movie felt so refreshing and was made all the better when we find out what happens next. So the bad guys in this film have an extremely elaborate game planned out in which to hunt their prey. From fake road signs, traps, drones, and even a fake gas station set up like a mom and pop store that a few of the kidnapped people wander into. It's such a cool scene as they walk in with some of the weapons they found and ask the clerk for a phone to call 911. It turns out the whole store is one big trap and all the food is poisoned. The clerks, a married couple, they turn the tables on their armed prey and slaughter the group. A few moments after they clean up, in walks Crystal. She is slow and deliberate and almost aloof. When I watched this for the first time, instead of it being suspenseful, it was genuinely comical as she fumbles around as though she was just tired and lost. That moment when you realize she's way ahead of the game is awesome. It turns out Crystal is the hero of the story. Crystal is played by Betty Gilpin, and she does such a good job, and she really brings this character to life. And she plays Crystal as a tough, no-nonsense action hero. She's got the confidence and swagger of an action hero, but she also has her own brand of idiosyncrasies. Betty Gilpin really shines, and really brings, like I said, brings this character to life, and I really rooted for her the whole time. It was really good. So Crystal works her way through quite a few traps along the way. The supporting cast is very small but capable. There are quite a few really good character actors that most people will recognize, but the movie is really Betty Gilpin's, and her Crystal character really delivers. After the first 30 minutes or so, the emphasis is almost exclusively on Crystal, and then onto the main villain, who turns out to be a great surprise, which I won't spoil here. It may seem like I'm being overly critical of this movie, but it really does play out as a little too predictable. The movie succeeds because it has a lot of style, and the charisma of Betty Gilpin elevates it. If you can get past all the political stuff, I think it's a good thriller, though more depth could have made it a classic. The movie clocks in at just under 90 minutes and is fun while it lasts. If you like thrillers and action movies, I say give it a chance. I'm sure there is something you'll like. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.